What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back, because I was drinking my water, minding my own business, y'all, I promise. Then I stumbled upon a video from a YouTuber, honey, that says that she feels like Plez, formerly of All About the Tea panel, honey. Okay, y'all know Plez has quit, Bishop has quit. That damn ship then sank, honey, like the damn Titanic. Okay, okay, Marcella is gone, Schoolboy is gone. It's a wrap. All right, so yeah, this lady says that she feels like the panel and Plez included, was outsmarted by Monica, the Avatar. Like, they shouldn't have never did business with her, and they allow her to get over on them. Honey, she said it. I didn't, honey, but I'm gonna play the audio and I will be in and out with my commentary.
And blended. So I'm like, let me come back on live and just kind of go into more detail about what I was saying yesterday regarding Monica, All About the Tea, Plez, Schoolboy, and everything that's going on with that whole situation over there. Because I think it's really taken the internet by storm, and this is going on a lot longer. I think they usually say that most news cycles have like a 1 week news cycle. So usually if you could survive a week of like bad press and being talked about poorly, typically you can make it over the hill, up the mountain, and over the valley. And you can survive it. But this seems to be just going on and on and on. And it's getting more and more exacerbated by Monica allegedly dropping cease and desist letters to her people, trying to protect her brand. It's speculation about who she may or may not be. Things are just, in my opinion, escalating to the fullest extent of escalation. And so I wanted to come back on this live because I just feel like as a people, I don't know if with the nationality of Monica, right? It's the assumption that she's a black woman because she doesn't show her face, but we assume that she's a black woman. So I'm going to go with the narrative that she is a black woman and that she has had, for the most part, black men and women on her channel. And I just want to say that as a people, I really just hope and pray that we can, as a collective, attempt to do better in the way in which we our affairs when we're going into business relationships. Because I think a lot of these problems, let me put my monitor down, a lot of these problems that are happening with influencers and content creators. We saw an excellent example of this with Joe Budden and his podcast with Rory and Mal, and they had like flimsy contract, and then when things fell apart, they felt they weren't being paid enough. He felt he was being paid he was paying them too much, and it just led to a situation that it didn't need to lead to. And then, so I kind of wanted to come on to just talk a lot about how, as a people, I just think we collectively need to do better, so much better, with how we manage our affairs before starting a business relationship. So I'm not familiar with how All About the Tea started from 8-9 years ago. I'm going off of what's being said on social media, on the YouTube streets now, and it is the interpretation from what I'm hearing that she started All About the Tea. It was her channel. She had like 20-some-odd thousand subscribers. She ended up starting to bring panelists on, and as the panel got stronger and stronger, her subscriber count grew significantly.
And it grew like that because of the panelists. People tuned in to hear what Plez had to say on different celebrity issues. They wanted to hear what Bishop had to say, Schoolboy. It was the panel that really made the show. Okay? So for her to treat them in the manner in which she treated them, you guys, was absolutely ignorant and ridiculous, in my opinion. To me, Monica caused all of this due to lack of humility. Not knowing how to communicate with people. I told you all, communication is an art form. Okay, you can improve any relationship with anybody through thorough communication. Period.
And she continued to keep some of her mods turned panelists as participants on her channel. And she decided to pay them a couple $100s a week to be content creators on her channel, right?
And let me say something to that. She should not have had them working every day like that. If you only giving them $300 something a month, they should only maybe be working 2 days out the week. What the hell you got them working 6 and 7 days for? For that little bit of money, and you think people ain't gonna have an attitude with you? Child, bye. She's crazy and delusional.
So, one of the things I want to say is I feel like nobody, and I'm not saying that Monica isn't wrong for the things that she has done because I'm sure that there's a lot of fault on her behalf, but I also feel that we have to, from a business perspective, just do a much better job of holding ourselves accountable of how we enter business agreements. Please stop entering business agreements with people who you do not know. These are not your friends. These are not people who you cool with. These are strangers in the street. And you are entering into a full-blown business agreements with them without having, one, access to the numbers or the money, knowing how much is being brought in, what value you are contributing to that platform, how much the subscriber count is growing as a result of your participation. Like, you don't...
They did have access to the subscriber count. I remember they all collectively celebrated her, reaching over 100,000 subscribers, I believe. So they knew about that.
Unless Monica was giving them her analytics, which I highly doubt, because if they saw her analytics, they would know how much money she was making off that channel.
Yeah, they probably didn't know how much money she was making, okay? She was cashing out, okay? That's what they didn't know, honey, all right?
They would have been staged a coup, you know what I mean, to petition for more income. But if you're going into somebody else's platform, handle your business up front. Handle your business up front. Say, listen, this is my base compensation on the daily video, and then have benchmarks and escalations built into your contract that says, listen, if we hit this subscriber count, I want this raise. If we hit this much in RPM, I want this amount of a portion of it. If we hit this much in super chats, I want this piece of revenue share. Because if they would have handled their business like it was a business, we wouldn't be in this predicament right now where there was speculation about who owe who what, who not paying who enough, and this, that, and the third. And I feel like Monica's getting a whole lot of heat for paying them very little money, but nobody's having the other side of the conversation.
Now, really quickly, guys, get down in the comments and let me know how you feel about what this young lady is saying. Do you feel like they should have asked Monica all of those different questions? My thing is, why would they ask her all of that and they didn't even really see her? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, just the fact that they did business with an avatar, with a person that they have never seen. They just talk to her on the phone or online. Do you see what I'm saying? So if they didn't think enough to even do that, and I think that she came off as friendly, nice, and trustworthy. And like I keep saying, I just feel like this is just such a cautionary tale on doing business with people on YouTube, making sure you can see them. And, I'm sure Monica is a real person, but see, Monica just, in my opinion, you guys, she keeps trying to overly hide her identity. And when you do that, to me, that means and conveys that you have a lot to hide. I'm not understanding, you guys, her logic in hiding herself so much. And you talk all this shit about everybody, right? I just feel like business-wise, she need to be showing people her face. She need to be having Zoom calls. There needs to be some type of understanding on that level, okay, before you can even get to numbers. And I'm not thinking that those panelists thought that channel would blow up like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I think they all kind of took it with a grain of salt, it's blowing up and we happy. But I think that, they made certain agreements with her, maybe to do a few days, and then a few days, this is what I'm thinking, because a lot of companies do this shit. They have you working a few days, and then a few days turn into 6-7 days, and then you online for 3 and 4 hours, at a time each day. It's just, it's too much. So yes, the panelists should have asked certain questions, but at the end of the day, all this shit, in my personal opinion, it goes back to Monica and her business ethics or lack thereof. Okay? I'm just saying, all this shit comes down and back to her. Because to me, she's the one doing the sneaky and shisty shit. Hiding certain information from people, hiding her face. And, I wouldn't have did no business with her. I really wouldn't have. Because this is crazy.
Monica the Avatar on All About the Tea. Nobody's having the other side of the conversation. And to me, the other side of the conversation is, how are we holding these grown adults, because they were grown adults, how are we holding them accountable for not handling their business affairs up front? Handle your business affairs up front. Have a contract in place. Stop doing deals on handshakes and high fives, DMs and tweets. We are in the 21st century.
Like I keep reiterating, how would they even do that? They haven't even seen this lady, okay? They ain't seen no picture of her. They just talking to her ass online or on the phone. So, you saying all this stuff about a contract, they're not even going to be thinking in that way. They probably are thinking like that now because the shit done hit the fan and then, went down, the wrong road. But yeah, them people wasn't thinking like that. I think she took a lot of their kindness for weakness. I really do. I feel like she really took advantage of them people and she really showed herself. And I told you all, you can only be fake for so long, okay? Until you start getting fake with everybody. And, you had all these panelists on there. Everybody is quitting. Marcella, Plez, Schoolboy, Bishop. All these people, they're not talking to you no more because you don't know how to conduct business. You are the common denominator. You are the problem. And a humble, wise person would just be like, you know what? This shit ain't right. Let me apologize. Let me say I was wrong. Let me handle this situation better, because everything that she did to these people are looking at that. And a lot of people, you guys, they may not want to work with her. Yeah, she got One-Eye Wiley on there now, but shit, who else besides him and damn, Jamal Bryant's little mistress he had, honey. Okay, Miss Tanya Griffin, honey, allegedly. Let's throw all of that up in there, honey. Okay. Who else she gonna get to work with her? A lot of people ain't gonna be fooling with her. Okay, she had a really good panel. She ain't gonna be able to attract that caliber of panelists in the future. I don't think so. Not conducting business like this. Okay, because when you wrong, you should apologize. I don't care how bad the mistake is. Just apologize. Offer some humility. Do something. But all of this clapping back at the panelists and gaslighting them and making it look like they have no reason to feel disrespected and used and hurt, over your actions. It's just crazy to me.
We're in the 21st century. You can literally find a contract on LegalZoom, a quick Google search. You can find a social media contract. You could find a partnership agreement template on a simple Google search. Simple LegalZoom. Go on Thumbtack and hire you a professional and pay them $50 an hour to help you draft a contract. And I guarantee you, if they had drafted them a contract and presented it to Monica, she either would have said, oh no, y'all could go, I don't need y'all on my channel, bye y'all, or she would have paid them what the value they were bringing.
Baby, Monica, okay, is a narcissist from what I'm seeing. Narcissists don't let you know shit up front. They have one set of intentions for you, and then by the time you done dealing with them, they end up someplace else and you didn't even know because you don't think like them. So everything, guys, this woman is saying is all well and good, but when you dealing with toxic people, they don't think the way a normal person would. Okay, they're she don't think like that.
And they would have been able to get access to the analytics. They would have been able to see how much money they were making and know that they were not being paid their worth. So I just think that we need to hold these grown adults equally accountable for not handling their business like business people.
And what Plez did was right. She recognized that specific schedule, Monica had them working. It didn't work for her real life. She had a job outside of being on the panel. So she quit and before she quit, she tried to just reduce her days. Like, she really tried to work this shit out, and it just was not good enough for Monica, because that's how narcissists is. Okay, they don't like to be told no. Okay, and they will throw everything that they have done for you in your face and treat you like crap. What did she say to Plez? How do I not like you? How am I jealous of you? And I gave you money for your birthday, and I gave you this, and I gave you that, and I'm the one that gave you a platform. That way you can start your own YouTube channel and be successful on it. Like, come on, Them people did not think that this woman was going to screw them over like that. I'm telling y'all, I don't think they did.
Doing business, because they were on that show once a week, twice a week, hell, several times a week. It was just a mess to me. And I think, have the conversation.
They was on that show for 6 to 7 days a week, okay? At least.
And then, Monica decides to drop this cease and desist, allegedly. There's an alleged cease and desist about her trying to stop people from their freedom of speech. Listen, I don't know how familiar you guys are with social media laws and stuff like that. I'm not an attorney, but a sis knows how to read. You know what I mean? A simple Google search, a little bit of, a little legal Zoom, you can find out the ins and outs. So there are provisions within the law that protects people for freedom of speech, right? There's Section 230, which is why a lot of people complain about why YouTube doesn't get involved in like cyberbullying, opinion narration. YouTube doesn't get involved in like a lot of issues. They're like, oh, we're complaining to YouTube, but YouTube's not doing anything about it. YouTube this and YouTube that. You guys have to understand, Section 230 of the Communications Act specifically says that YouTube cannot be held liable for anything that happens on their site, because they are a third-party platform that just hosts a platform. All your dealings, all your specifics, all your drama, you got to take it up to the individual content creator alone. So Monica dropping this cease and desist. What do you cease and desist in, sis? What do you cease and desist in? Number one, you can't cease and desist someone's opinion. So if someone says it's their opinion, you can't cease and desist. Done. Right? Mm-hmm. You're not a collections agency, right? In order to draft a cease and desist, it usually falls into one of these categories, right? So there's collection agency cease and desist. There's trademark infringement, meaning somebody is using your likeness. Like if Plez went ahead and started a channel called All About the Tea, right? And spelled T different with a number 3 backwards instead of an A, right? Then that could, if Monica trademarked All About the Tea, which I don't know, you need a trademark person, boo, hit me up. I know a few people who do trademarks. I can get you lit. If you have a trademark on All About the Tea, then you can sue someone and say, oh, they're using my trademark for a come up. If you ain't trademark it, if you don't have an attorney and you don't have your affairs in, what's the cease and desist about? Then you can cease and desist for harassment. Now, harassment falls into 3 categories. You got libel, you got slander, and you got defamation. Those are the 3 categories of harassment. And defamation, it takes a lot to prove. You have to prove that this person is making a lot of money off defaming you. They're spreading lies and presenting them as truths, and they're basing it off of baseless information and claims that never happened. So if you go ahead and accuse somebody of a crime, like, oh, I saw Michelle rob the liquor store yesterday, and you didn't really see Michelle rob the liquor store yesterday, and as a result of you saying you saw Michelle rob the liquor store yesterday, Michelle lost her job. Michelle could sue you for defamation because you have spread a lie, and as a result of that lie, she has lost employment. Mm-hmm. But when people go wrong with their defamation suits, you can't claim someone defaming you. You can't claim someone slandering you, and then you are on social media proven to be well. You know what I mean? If you're still getting up at I.E. Monica, she's still creating videos, 2 videos since then. Can't say you in a depression. right? Because you're still making content.
Right.
You can't say that this has significantly impacted your livelihood because you have to show that as a result of whatever Plez said, and as long as Plez didn't lie about what she said, and it doesn't seem she did because she had receipts, you can't say that she is defaming you. She didn't lie. She presented the text message, and then she allowed people on a third-party site, i.e. YouTube, which is a third-party site protected by Section 230, people can say what they want to say on your platform, and you cannot be held liable for it. Just like right now, I dropped this video. Y'all could be in the comments saying whatever y'all want about Monica. I can't be held liable for what y'all say about Monica. She would have to come after you directly because I'm protected by Section 230 of the Communications Act and freedom of speech. And as long as I don't, so I don't understand how Monica, I want to say not even people, I don't understand how Monica feels that she has grounds to launch a cease and desist on anybody unless...
That is all a part of her being a narcissist. Allegedly. Everything is alleged. Okay, let me cover my ass. Okay, but do you see what I'm saying? Like, I know how these people think, and narcissists, they do not like people telling the truth about them. Okay, I dealt with a narcissist, and when I tell you I went around telling every Tom, Dick, and Harry what the man did to me, that man didn't like that, he didn't like that. He started his own smear campaign against me. Well, she this and she that, and Monica did the same thing to them panelists. That's how they shoot back. That's how they get back at you for telling their business. For all you doing is telling what you experienced while you were in relationship with them. Plez has a right to that. Marcella, Bishop, Schoolboy, all they are doing on YouTube is talking about what she put them through, allegedly. That is their truth to tell. Okay, so I don't understand how she could be so mad at that. You did them people like that. All of them are lying. All of them. You got all them people versus you. Okay? Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Okay? Damn what? 5 or 6 to 1. Okay, girl, bye. She knows she was wrong.
She trademarked something, and they're using her trademarked property to enhance their own careers. Now, that's the only thing I could see her getting them on. Like, you can't speak, you can't say all about the tea, which honestly, I don't even think you could trademark all about the tea because all of those are common words. All about the tea, like those are all common words. I don't know how you would even trademark that. So many people have tea channel type names on YouTube. I don't think you could. I think it's too general. So that's on her. And that's it. Like, sis, you can't do a cease and desist. You talking crap about people, you have to be willing to, you're going to put out, you're going to start fires, you got to be able to live in the fire.
That's right.
I just
Come
think
on.
That really was disappointing. I don't think Plez is taking the cease and desist very seriously, but some people could get scared by cease and desist. They could. But for the most part, a cease and desist is just a lawyer's way of saying, I'm a lawyer, hear me roar. I mean, unless you're breaking the law on a serious tip and this person can prove damages over an extended period of time, you could potentially be liable for it. But if you are on social media, proven to be alive, well, happy, and healthy, still making videos, still collecting revenue, still doing this, still doing that, your cease and desist, your judge is going to say, blow it out the ass. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, blow it out the ass. And you're going to be spending a lot of money trying to fight a case that you have absolutely no chance of winning because that's just not how the law works. But I think all of this could have been prevented. There's no need for a cease and desist if you would have made them sign an NDA. And what baffles me to the end of bafflehood, right, is the fact that Monica seems to be cool with Tasha K. With Unwind with Tasha K. And, they seem to be cool because Tasha K came on her platform defending Monica. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. You're friends with Tasha K. And Tasha K always on her platform talks about, number one, having a bomb attorney that gathers folks for a living. That's her claim to fame. 2, she talks about how she always, fights back against celebrities who try to silence her using actual legal statutes. And 3, she seems to be very well connected in this industry in order to like get tea and know tea. So she knows what you can and cannot do. If you and Unwound with Tasha K supposed to be cool, then sis, why she ain't tell you to get your affairs in order?
That's right.
Why she ain't tell you cannot bring strangers on your platform, which number one, Monica holds all the liability for, right? So if people start striking her channel, if people start, leaving her YouTube and she start losing revenue, she holds all the liability. She has the most to gain, but she also has the most to lose. So how are you inviting people? And I think Tasha K spoke about this on her platform a little bit. She was like, don't invite people over to your house that you don't know and expect them not to steal. She didn't say it like that, but that's what I'm saying to you, Monica. Don't invite people over to your house and expect them not to steal. And especially when you have proven to the YouTube streets to be messy. You are super messy.
That's right.
When you are messy, you're going to attract mess.
That's right.
You're going to attract mess. Don't invite people to your house and not expect them to steal. And you shouldn't be putting yourself in a position to have been stolen for. So that's your own poor leadership. Accept responsibility for your own poor choices and let it go.
That's right.
That's the thing. Let it go. Let it go. Move on. Create some different kind of content. Continue to grow your brand and just do better. If you know better, you do better. And also, each one teach one. That's the message today. Each one teach one. If you know something about the way that YouTube works, if you know about a little bit of the ins and outs, and I feel like as a people, I would love to see us sharing information a lot more and just doing business with each other better. Like, let's do better business together.
She got a point, y'all, but that's all I got to say on that, honey. Y'all get down in Miss Robinson's comments, honey. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you thought about what this young lady had to say about these issues between Plez, Marcella, Schoolboy, Monica, the avatar, all about the tea, however way you want to put it, honey. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.